Production Technology of Gourds, Part 2. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to explain the origin and distribution of bottle gourd. Describe the general characteristic features of bottle gourd. Explain the practices involved in bottle gourd cultivation. A little more than 10,000 years ago, a nomad from the town located near Sahara Desert planned to relocate to a different place. One fine day, he started his journey through the desert. Upon traveling halfway, he felt thirsty, became weak, and almost lost all his hopes. After searching around for a long time, he finally identified an oasis. He felt happier and rushed towards it to quench his thirst. Feeling satisfied, he continued his journey. But after traveling some distance, he felt thirsty again. He immediately ran back to the oasis, having a thought of taking some water along with him for the rest of his journey. Unfortunately, he didn't have any containers to collect water and decided to try out the best options he could find. First, he took a dried palm leaf, folded it, and filled it with water. But the water dribbled through the pores and drained off in a matter of time. So, the nomad searched for alternatives to store water. He found reed straw lying around and collected water in it. However, it was not sufficient enough to hold the required amount of water for his journey. While intensely searching, he found a hard object on the ground. It was also connected to a vine. Out of curiosity, he just took it in his hand by cutting the vine, shook it, and heard some weird sounds. He tried to explore the contents inside by cutting it at the top using a handstone and found some round hard substances. He emptied the inner contents and kept it safely in his bag and tried to fill in the object with water. He also noticed that there was no leakage as in the previous instances. Taking water in the hard substance, he gladly continued the journey and reached his destination. The nomad talked about his discovery to the burghers in the nearby town. He also shared the inner contents of the object with the people. They buried it thinking it might help them in some way. After a month's time, they found a new plant growing from the buried spot. The plant grew like a vine and the fruits were very fleshy. They took a fruit, cut it and ate it. The fruit was bitter in taste and hence they didn't try eating it further. However, they realized that it could help them in carrying water. Thereafter, the fruit was allowed to dry, cleaned, and was used for storing and carrying water. Thus, owing to its use, it was given a name calabash. Calabash is one of the crops to be domesticated in the Old World and is considered to be native to Africa. Through ocean currents and waves, calabash further spread to other parts of the world, such as India, South America, Sri Lanka, China, Malaysia, Philippines, and Indonesia. By the time it reached India, the people had prior knowledge of cultivating and domesticating various plant varieties. Hence, Indians found it easier to cultivate calabash after few field trials. The scholars of ancient India named calabash as karkati in Sanskrit. They also realized the medicinal values of bottle gourd and included it in the culinary. From there on, the bottle gourd cultivation passed on through millennia and got refined. In the new era, researchers named calabash as karkati, as bottle gourd, owing to its shape and use, classified it under the family of Cucurbitaceae, and assigned the botanical name Lagenaria ciceraria. Currently, bottle gourd is being cultivated in most of the South Asian and tropical countries, where the climate is hot and moist. It can be grown in riverbeds containing silt loam soil with a pH range of 6 to 7 because of its deep taproot system. It requires a land that should be plowed to a fine tilled stage. Further, furrows should be made at a distance of 2 to 3 meters with a spacing of 2 into 1 meter. To these furrows, farmyard manure should be applied at a rate of 20 to 25 tons per hectare. In addition to farmyard manure, 100 grams of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium mixed in the ratio of 6:12:12 should be applied per pit as a basal dose, followed by which 2 to 3 seeds should be sown in a pit with a depth of 2.5 centimeters to 3 centimeters. 3 to 6 kilograms of seeds are required per hectare. Generally, the seeds are sown during the month of June and July in plains and during the month of April in the hilly areas. The seeds can also be soaked in water for 12 to 24 hours or succinic acid for 12 hours to improve the germination. Drip irrigation method is found to be more suitable for bottle gourd cultivation. After sowing, irrigation should be carried out at an interval of 3 to 4 days for summer crops, while winter crops can be irrigated as and when it is desirable. After 30 days of sowing, 10 grams of nitrogen fertilizer should be applied per pit. Hoeing should be carried out 2 to 3 times to control the weeds. Slight earthing up of the soil can also be performed during the rainy season. Along with the above-mentioned practices, optimum temperature between 24 and 27 degrees Celsius is also required for optimal growth and flowering of bottle gourd. Bottle gourd is a climbing vine with large, circular leaves that are 15 centimeters wide. Flowers are white in color, smooth and large. The anthesis occurs during the night time. Male flowers are long and pendulous. The anthers are borne on a short filament group at the center of the flower, while the female flowers are short pendulous with separating petals, and the stigma is short and ovary is inferior and fruit-shaped. During the growth period, the vine is affected by diseases like powdery mildew and downy mildew, which can be controlled by spraying carbendazim 0.5 grams per liter of water and mancozeb or chlorothalonil 2 grams per liter of water respectively. Mites, beetles, fruit flies and caterpillars are the common pests that can affect bottle gourd cultivation. Mites can be controlled by spraying dicophol 18.5% SC at 2.5 milliliters per liter of water. Beetles, fruit flies and caterpillars can be controlled by spraying malathion 15 EC at 1 milliliter per liter of water or dimethoate 30 EC at 1 milliliter per liter of water. The fruits mature after 10 to 12 days of anthesis. Harvesting is carried out after 55 to 60 days of seed sowing and is carried out at an interval of 3 to 4 days. The fruits are plucked with sharp knives by keeping a small part of the fruit stalk. Average yield of bottle gourd is around 20 to 25 tons per hectare for open pollinated varieties and 40 to 50 tons per hectare for F1 hybrids. Bottle gourd fruits are yellowish green, flashy, and also differ in shape and size. The fruit is rich in water and fiber content, minerals and vitamins, especially C and K. Further research had also revealed that nutrients present in bottle gourd are very useful in minimizing the risk factors leading to complications such as stress, depression, indigestion, weight loss, hair loss, heart diseases, etc. Presently, bottle gourd is being produced worldwide, with India being one of the leading producers. Further, ICAR has also introduced many varieties such as Arka Bahar, Pusa Naveen, Samrat, and F1 hybrid to increase the bottle gourd production in India. During 2014 to 2015 alone, the production of bottle gourd was around 1,726.60 metric tons. Summary: bottle gourd is a crop of Old World origin with its native to Africa. Bottle gourd has many medicinal and nutritional benefits. Average yield of bottle gourd is around 20 to 25 tons per hectare for open pollinated varieties and 40 to 50 tons per hectare for F1 hybrids.